Good evening and welcome to Gentle Yoga. Have a great class. Enjoy.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Brian Nutt, and I'm so thankful that you took this time to invest in your own well-being. Tonight, we'll be moving through a sequences of guided movements and some yoga asanas. Come up to standing at points and then come back down for a long guided deep relaxation at the end. So if you're not already seated or in a comfortable position, you can adjust anything in this class to be done out of a chair or the edge of the bench, or really anywhere you're comfortable. And I'll try my best to give you different modifications for the practices that we do. One intention that I had for tonight's class was that I wanted to take a look at the two sort of sides of the body, and then also the different movements of the spine, so to speak. So we'll explore that also, those two concepts, sort of this finding balance in the midline between our right side and left side physically, which could also be further explored sort of energetically and emotionally and so on. But physically, we'll take a look at these two sides that make up the whole. So in your comfortable seat, wherever that is, try and sit up tall with the shoulders stacked over the hips. Try and find that balance between ease and effort. You don't want to sort of slump and collapse into the seat. You want this to feel like a supported and strong and relaxed. You let your hands rest in front of the center of the chest. I want you to connect with this area as you breathe in. Feel a point of light there, right in the center of the chest, right in this fourth chakra area. And as you exhale, in the same way, press the palms together and just relax the shoulders. Inhale and feel that point of light. Press the hands together, growing brighter. Exhale, just relax. Feel that smiling, radiant energy around your heart center. Feel your chest relax. Anything that might feel heavier in your heart will feel lighter with each breath. Breathing out as the even in this short time, we're able to develop present moment awareness by connecting with our breath, concentrating at this mudra in front of the heart. This is Anjali mudra of the heart center. Sort of this position of prayer and respect as the hands come together. This time, inhale and reach the hands overhead. Let the hands guide the movement. Let your arms simply follow, and let your shoulders allow as the arms open up and the hands slow down. Palms press down, exhale. And inhale, hands meet, right and left come together in the midline. Pressing together, reaching all the way up. Inhaling. Exhaling, palms still up, floating down. And then turn the palms down at the end of the exhalation. Let there be a space between breathing out. Continue. Observe your breath. Observe these two sides coming together to work in harmony. Inhaling up. Exhaling. Relax the hands, relax the shoulders. And just gently shake out each hand and wrist. Do this a couple of times. Roll the shoulders out, make any adjustments that you need. So we're going to go ahead and come Up to standing now. Begin continuing to warm up the whole body. So you can clear your mat. If you have any yoga blocks, you can go ahead and grab those now and maybe bring those up to the top of your mat. Okay. Just comfortably begin to shift the feet forward and back. And again, feel this sort of equilibrium as you settle into both sides. You can rest your hands on your hips or just let the hands rest. Thing that I like to do to check in with my posture. It's also sort of a way to gauge my energy levels and assess how I'm feeling otherwise. To pay attention to the way that the hands are angled. This palm space forward is very open across the chest and heart center, with the thumbs out or even the thumbs forward, very balanced and ergonomical. But then a lot of times you see this more guarded position with the thumbs turned in. And this position puts a lot of weight back on the lungs and heart. So if you find that your resting position is here with the thumbs turned in, inhale and just pick the shoulders up. Present the thumbs to face forward. If it feels okay with time. Just subtle postural alignments. Just explore the way that it feels to stand here. This time, inhale, reach your right hand up and overhead. You can bring your left hand to left hip and reach across. Lateral stretch, really lengthening that right side body. And go ahead and switch. Right hand to right hip, left, reach across. 3 more each side. Observe any changes between each side. Breathe into the feel that blank in space. Increasing all that circulation through the side body. Once you do that last one on the other side, go ahead and slowly come back to center. So we're going to focus in on the shoulders and some of the muscles around the neck and on the back of the body. And we're just going to bring the palms to face up. And then we're just going to inhale and lift the elbows. And then exhale, relax the elbows. A little bend in the knees. Inhale, elbows out to the side. Hands just rest in front of the chest. Connect with that point of light. Precious point of light. Life's fire. Is it that makes your heart stay flat? Inhale, breathe into that passion, love, compassion. Exhale, release anything that's stagnant. Twice more in. Elbows lift. Feel that radiant, powerful light growing in the center of the chest. Exhale and relax the elbows, the hands. Just shake it out. Just widen your stance. Just a few inches each side so your feet are maybe just outside or around shoulder width. And just begin to drop the hip side to side. But grip the floor with your feet. Really feel the muscles in the legs. Try not to put too much pressure or torque around. These are simply hinge joints, which we're going to explore in just a minute. You can bring a little bend in the knees as you shift the hips side to side. Hips and lower back. And go ahead and just make 4 slow, sweeping circles, pressing and engaging with the core to the front of that circle, maybe bringing a little bend through those hip flexors, the back of the circle. This direction. Switch 4 full circles. Feel your hips, simple spine start to feel right. Good. Right, relax the hips. Just drop the head and neck to the side. Open up. Lift those thumbs. Other side. Fourth time, other side. Feel that nice stretch and release with the upper core muscle. Okay. Let's go ahead and come up to the front of our mat. We're going to move through our sun breathing practice. So we're going to inhale and reach the hands overhead, heart opens. Exhale, hinge from the hips and slowly fold forward. This is where those yoga blocks or some kind of surface might come in handy to put your fingers on. One thing I want to really focus on is trying to really focus on this hinging movement in the hips. So you come back up to stand. Maybe just even keep your hands on your hips here for a moment. And exhale, slowly fold forward. Drive down through the heels. Keep a little bend in the knees, especially if that lower back's tight. And reach for that support through the blocks. And you can inhale up halfway, maybe up on the fingertips or hands to quads. And then exhale, slowly reach the hands back down. Keep a little bend in the knees. And continue with this movement. 4 to 6 more times. In halfway. Soft bend in the knees. Exhale forward. And neck relax as you whole torso relax as you exhale. Those shoulder blades gently pinched back together. Or engage too to help protect the lower back. Really help aid in that release. For 1 or 2 more times and just relax the hands down. Gently bend one knee and then the other, sort of like a gentle bicycling movement. But don't let the knees come over the toes. Keep the knees between the heels and the balls of the feet. All right, inhale back to standing. Hands reach high overhead. Exhale, hands touch back at that point of light, center of the chest. Inhale, hands reach up high. Exhale, this time let the hands come all the way down to the floor. We're going to step this right foot back into a lunge. Now, if you've had any kind of reconstructive knee surgery or any kind of injury to the knee, or if your knees are just sensitive, you might want to alter this lunge and keep it in just a gentle high lunge, something like this. All right. If you have a blanket or something available, a pillow or a couch cushion, you could also bring that down to the floor where you're going to gently rest just on the muscle above the kneecap. All right. So we're going to step back into a lunge with our right foot back. So again, from this forward fold position, exhale, relax. Then go ahead and step that right foot back. Whether the knee is lifted or relaxed, we're really going to focus on, again, that right and left side in the hips. Right here in this right hip flexor, you should feel a good stretch. Now push your belly forward and lift the chest. Good. The core is now again engaged. Bring the hands together. Turn to that breath practice. Breathing in, exhaling, releasing, clearing anything from your heart. That sacred space for yourself. All the love. Exhaling, releasing, and letting go. Old story, segment. With that next exhalation, slowly bring the hands to frame that front foot. And we're going to step back to downward facing dog. Downward facing dog is like this upside down letter V shape, like a triangle shape that we're going to make with our bodies by stepping this left foot back next to the right foot. Press the hands away and keep the hips high from the side. You want a down dog to the highest point to be right up underneath of your belly. You could again start to pedal out the feet. Your feet might have about 2 hands distance between them. You can bring a little bend in the knees and drop your knees to the floor. At any time, if you need to rest, you can always just simply rest here in child's pose. You can always just rest here in hero's pose, or have a seat or relax in any way that feels good for you. You have to modify or adjust. So we're back in that downward dog shape. You might even experiment with a split dog, reaching one leg up high behind, and lowering that foot down. Other leg, the same. Just observing both sides. Let's go ahead and lower all the way down to our belly, either lowering down the knees or coming forward into that plank and slowly lowering down with the arms. Inhale up into a cobra pose. And it can just be a gentle cobra. I'm relaxing down. Keep the shoulder blades together. Slowly come all the way back up to your downward facing dog. Press through the hands. And then when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and step this right foot up in between the hands. And we're going to bring that left knee down. Now, again, if you have to modify for any reason and you want to bring that left knee up, again, we're paying attention to the hips. And we want to try and keep the hips as level as we can in that lunge. We're looking for that stretch and release in that hip flexor and quad. Keep the hands in front of the chest. If you want to stay focused there, you can release the hands overhead. You might like to have these blocks down here to steady yourself. Engage in the core. Feel that engagement slowly help to lift the chest, pressing the crown of the head up. Keep that knee right over the ankle. We want to always make sure this knee stays in that place. The knee collapsing in makes it very vulnerable. Instead, we want to keep that knee aligned, just in a nice right angle shape. Slowly bring the hands to frame that front foot. Step the back foot forward, standing forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, release. Again, just like that. Inhale up halfway, shoulder blades together, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, feel that nice stretch in the hips. Inhale, come back to standing, hands reach up high. Exhale, hands relax, the center of the chest. Good. Go ahead and shake it off. It's nice to move through a round of sun salutations to warm the body up That's a great full body sequence, if you will, to balance the body's energy systems. So we'll move into a couple of sort of standing balancing poses, again, observing that sort of coming together of both sides to work as one. So go ahead and just observe. You're going to shift your weight forward onto one foot. Which foot do you put forward? There's not a right or a left answer, a right or a wrong answer. It's just, what is your tendency? Which foot do you lead with? Observe that and shift the weight onto that foot. Shift the weight back. Now shift the weight onto the other foot. Lead with that foot that might be your non-dominant. Maybe the foot you didn't choose for it. All right, come on back. Spear maneuver. So go ahead and step your left foot forward, plant that foot down, and see if you can just lift your right knee to be about level with that hip point. So you can almost imagine that same angle in that lunge. And then go ahead and relax the right foot down. Really press that left hip in and stay strong in the core as you try and lift. You might need to hold on to something or have a chair or something close by. If you can only lift the knee a little bit, that's okay. Let's go for 2 or 3 more lifts. And then also go ahead and relax, shift the weight to the other side. Core engaged, lift. And non-judgmentally, just observe any differences between those two sides. Your breath. Lift. And roll. Lift. Go ahead and plant those feet. Now this one is a mindful movement that's going to require a little bit of balance and coordination, which will develop slowly with the movement itself. So this time, let's go ahead and step our right foot forward. Imagine that right foot was pointed at a clock. The top of the clock is 12. So we're going to bring our left heel over to 12 o'clock, but now we're going to take it back in time. 11, 10, 9, so on and so forth, all the way back around, pointing with the toe to maybe 6 or 5 or 4 o'clock. Then we're going to bring it all the way back around to the other side, maybe crossing into 1 or 2, maybe a little bend in the knee gets us over to 3. And then again, you're going to need to kind of just slowly, even maybe just tap the foot like you're counting time. Try and keep the core engaged and the upper body relaxed as you count the clock with that mindful movement. Let the hands do whatever they need to help you through the movement. About 20 or 30 more seconds. Explore that stability through the right hip. Glute connection to the floor through that right foot. Balance, stability in the core. Point of light in the center of the chest. All working together. Go ahead and bring left foot to right to get the steps. Go ahead and shake it out. We'll go ahead and do the same by shifting the weight onto the opposite foot now. And again, start with just establishing the numbers on your clock. Maybe just kind of tapping the foot along. You might have to move some things out of the way, depending on how you're situated here in your space. Hard on yourself if one side is harder than the other. Time to explore and work through each side respectively. Feel full of light, center of the chest, radiating 1,000 smiles. Feel your breath, easeful and relaxed. Right there. Shake out the hands, shift the weight forward and back. So we'll go ahead and try one more single leg balance pose, and then we'll move down to. So for our single leg balance pose, we're simply going to build on that balance of lifting one knee, but we're going to add a twist, literally. So I'm going to lift this left knee up, and I'm going to reach across with my right hand. And then I'm going to reach back with my left hand, and all the while trying to keep these hips aligned. Right, so this twist happens from the belly button up. Okay, the hips and knees stay facing forward. Another two single points of focus on with the eye. If you're ready, you can go back, center, relax that foot and shake it out. Great job. We'll go ahead and try the same for the other side. This time we'll go ahead and lift the knee. Establish that lift, and you might choose to stay right here. This might be all that you need. You want to explore that twist, keep the connection between right knee pressing outwards slightly and that grip of the left hand. You might even like to keep that right hand right at it or reach it behind. So that twist happens through the core engagement, twisting up from the navel, up through the root. Center and relax the right foot. Great job. So we're going to go ahead and come down, and we're going to relax in a seated position back on the mat. So as you come down to sit, have again a cushion or blanket or something nearby, and those blocks handy. Earlier we had mentioned something about having a yoga strap as well, but a piece of cloth or a rope or even a belt for that matter work to a similar effect. You're going to come back down to this cross-legged position to the best of your ability. I like to have a blanket or something to help elevate my hips so that my hips and knees feel more level. Sometimes when the hips are tight, you might feel like we have to be up here. In that case, you can take some blocks, make it a comfortable seat, lift them up even a little higher still. Okay? Try to be as comfortable as you can here. And with your hands on your knees or hips, so you can feel that engagement in the core and chest. Inhale, lift the chest, pull the shoulder blades back together. And then exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin into the chest, and gently rock back. Moving through a nice seated cat cow. Lifts, spine is long, reaches up, exhale. Even inhale, press the fingers forward or reach the hands up. Exhale, relax. We don't want to roll onto the back of the spine too much. You want to stay seated on those two sitting bones underneath the pelvis. You want to roll over the tailbone far in that gentle rock. Now we're exploring a different kind of flexion in the spine. The back bend, the heart. Exhaling. Go with your no movement at all. This level of relaxation. Persevere. And go ahead and extend the legs out in front. And again, if you are having any kind of lower back tension or hamstring, you're just a little bit tight or tender, you can bring something to support. Bringing a bend in those knees will help to support and keep that lower back a little safer. Keep those knees from hyperextend. We're going to inhale and sit up tall again through the torso and upper body. And you can reach the hands up front or keep the hands down. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, slowly reach forward. And we're not rounding through the spine. We're really just trying to just gently hinge, just like a hinge joint. Upper body, inhale, hinges up. Exhale, hinging from the hips, reaching forward. This is just like our sun breathing practice. Inhale. Explore the movement. Respect, love, the lower back. Any areas that are tight or tender, nourish them, loving, present. Continue to build your range by whatever degree. Slow, be steady with practice. Just flowing like a gentle ocean wave rising up. Exhaling, feel that rush towards the shore. Swell. Find that still water stretch. Stillness and action. I'll slowly come back up. Put your hands up and overhead. Engage through the core. Exhale, lower the hands. Remove any props that assisted you through that forward folding. We're going to go ahead and come to rest by laying down on our backs. It's here, so you can still hear and see me. Your time to get comfortable on your back. Keep your feet right underneath the knees. Keep your knees and hips in alignment. Okay. Hopefully everyone can still hear me okay. We're going to move through a gentle bridge sequence. And we're going to kind of also build on that seated cat and cow from this angle. So again, focus back into the hips and the pelvic bowl. And then extension, the knees, plant the feet down. Go ahead and just gently inhale and roll onto that upper part of that pelvic. Moving kind of like into a cow posture. Keep the shoulder blades together. And then exhale, gently scoop the hips under. Scooping that pelvic forward, maybe even lifting those lower vertebrae. Just repeat that. Move it gently into a bridge, finding that stability in the core. We don't want the knees as wide as the shoulders. We want to really try and keep those knees, the outside of the knees, just outside. Exploring both sides, working together now. That series of single leg balance poses. Feel if the weight is evenly distributed through both sides. Your best effort. See that face. Sides work together. And stay up in your bridge. Keep those shoulder blades back together and tilt the chin away from the chest. All that fresh circulation and blood flowing to the thyroid, the base of the throat chakra, right above that point of light. Slowly guide the hips back down towards the floor. And then see if you can hug both knees in towards your chest. And just gently rock sides. Lower back, squeeze and relax. Rock the knees. Side. Steadiness, breath. We're going to set one foot down, doesn't matter, we'll do both sides. Set one foot down and hold on to that opposite leg, right underneath behind the leg. We're just going to continue to stabilize in the hips and work on this hamstring flexibility, which in turn will help to improve our back. I'm just going to let the foot relax here. I can even just roll the ankle, point and flex the foot. Explore all that mobility in the ankle. Just exploring that neural connection between our legs, each toe. Okay. You inhale, flex the foot, pull the toes back, and exhale, press the heel towards the ceiling. And as you do so, engage that right hip and draw it down like an anchor. Feel that hamstring stretch. And exhale, straight. Flex and straight. We'll do 3 or 4 more on the side. Your breath. Take these time. Lower that foot down. All right. Draw the other knee in towards the chest. Explore on this side. Feel different upside stretch. Find that engagement by drawing that left glute down now as you're making the opposite side. Make you push the shins and Time to explore and appreciate this foot. To joint free movements for our to benefit strings, benefits the relationship or back. And with your breath, please. Pressing you up. Now, step both feet a little bit wide. Let the knees stack in. Let the arms open out wide and relax on the floor. Hopefully you'll be able to still hear me here. We're going to move through a nice lying down twist sequence. So I'm going to have the knees hugged in towards the chest here. And I'm going to drop these knees down over to one side. And slowly down over to the other side. And again, just going to do that a few times side to side, really focusing on keeping the shoulder blades on the floor. You can also observe how the knees stack or don't stack as you drop them side to side. You'll notice that as you draw the knees one over the other, you'll start to feel that pull there in the lower back and the glutes. The next time that you bring your knees over to the left, go ahead and leave them there. Look over and try and find your right hand. You relax in this cleansing twist. Have something in the knees to help the legs relax. If this is too intense on your lower back, you can press the knees away from the chest. But if you wanted more of a lower back stretch, you can hug, especially this top knee, in towards the chest. Then slowly come back to center. We'll go ahead and move into the stretch on the other side. Knees drop down to the other side. Shoulder blades both on the floor. Eye gaze turns to find that left hip. Then explore with this side to see what it means. That top knee want to be drawn in. Slowly bring the knees back to center. You feel like you just would like to explore one quick stretch for the hips, a great stretch for the hips is a nice happy baby pose stretch, or even simply hugging the knees into the chest. You can try and reach to grab the outside edges of the feet, or if you have a strap, you can hook one leg or both legs. You can hang onto the feet there and let the knees open up a little bit. So that release in the hips. You can straighten one leg and then the other leg. And then relax the feet down. Drop the knees side to side. Lower back, relax. Right, just about time for us to start our transition into some breath work and guided deep relaxation. If you feel like you need any other movements or asanas and you know what those are, your code, you can fill your space with your practice now. I'm going to come into a seated position so I can guide you through the practice, but please feel free to make yourself comfortable by lying down, resting with blankets, or make yourself comfortable. Have to make any adjustments, now is a great time. So once you feel you've prepared a space where you can be comfortable and relax, you can take the time to check back in with your breath. Check back in with your body. And when you're ready, you can slowly just begin to touch each fingertip. Just how each finger gently relax. Close the hands sometimes. Go back over and just flick each finger. Just feel little sparkles and dust fly off the fingertips. Things just release and evaporate. Just brush off the hands, shake the hands, and let the hands relax. Just gently adjust your arms by rocking them slowly side to side. Let your arms relaxed. And with your next breath in, shrug the shoulders up. Send a little squeeze down to the fists as you complete your in-breath. Then exhale, release the fingertips and hands, release the shoulders, relax. Just 2 more times, completing the tense and release practice through the shoulders. Now shoulders rise, draw back together. Feel any stored tension or stagnant energy in the shoulders as you squeeze the hands. Feel the release, purification, letting go of any resentment. Just relax. Again. Let's just do that one more time. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up. Still, release and relax the shoulders. Just gently roll the arms side to side. Feel free to cough and clear the throat. Gently swallow and let the throat relax. Now bring your awareness back to that point of light in the center of the chest. Feel that peaceful, radiant point of light right in the center of the chest. Feel your anahata shining with peace and radiance. Breathe into that space. Feel your heart smiling back. Feel that power of love. As you exhale, continue to breathe. Observe your chest, belly, light, belly. Feel the whole torso and back. Release and relax. This point of light washing over you, purifying, cool bath, washing over your belly, torso, washing over that health bowl, the legs. Just gently shift the hips, whether you're in a seat or lying. Pull back the body now. It's like a shower. Remember the feet down. Feel the whole physical body relax. Allow it to rest somewhere there. Mind, third eye, breathe, rest. So that point of light surrounding the whole of your body, extending outward into your emotional body. Point of light clearing, distracting all stories, stagnant, and worry. Feel yourself being rejuvenated in one breath. Face, jaw relax. Feel that inner smile of serenity, peace, surrender, surrendering, easiness, relaxation. Finally, held through this loving present moment of multiple your loving present moment of awareness, simply covering it, relax. As thoughts come, just watch the thoughts flow through like a passage. Keep yourself firmly present. Your mind drifts from the present as well. Bring it back. An affirmation. I am here. I am powerful, safe, secure, all is well. Sleep, all is well. Bring your awareness to your right hand. Breathe life back to your right hand. With an in breath, turn your right palm up or lift your right hand high. You have held by its right. The sound, vibration, uplifting frequency of the sound. Oh, just twice more, chanting silently out loud. Now the left hand, and breathing light back to that left. Bringing right and left side together, balance, bringing it from relax both sides. Final time, chanting your whole body, whole, whole heart, all of this. Exhale it completely. Go it peace, peace, peace. So Shakti, gradually reawaken your body or rest as long as you. Thank you for taking this time to nourish, develop, Mario, own